grumpy! That little leprechaun guy, he makes me so grumpy. You know the one I'm talking about. And by the way, just kidding, I'm fine. I'm not grumpy. I'm doing pretty well. This little guy, we're talking about Leprechaun 4 today. In space. And this little weasel, he really gets on my nerves, you know? This guy's running around, causing problems for everybody. And what's his whole deal anyway? He's like a tiny guy, and he's evil and bad, and he has no motivation for being bad other than just to be, you know, kind of rude. And doggone it, that really chaps my ass when someone's just rude for no doggone dang reason. Kind of like that Donald J. Trump. But anyway, what the Leprechaun guy does is that, so there's bad and there's bad, right? There's bad movies. Everybody knows this. People, well, intelligent people who have been watching cinema for a long time know this. And also some dumb people too who are less smart in their brain. Kind of like me. And it's that you've got your bad movies that are unbearable. They were made by an incompetent filmmaker. And they're just trash and garbage. But some of them, you know, it's kind of one of those, like, it's so bad it's good. It's kind of one of those, like, it's so bad it's good, dude. Anyway, there's those kind of things. And then there's just bad. And then there's kind of like bad on purpose. Like, hey, I know we're doing a little campy thing. Oh, with a little leprechaun and he's running around doing his little magic. It's sort of campy. Oh, he kills everyone and he's so funny. You know, that sort of thing. Oh, fair play to him. And this one, what is this? This is just trash and garbage and crap. And crap is a little turd that you can flush down your toilet is what it is. So I knew I was in for a bad one. That comes with the territory. It's the fourth in the franchise. The budgets get lower and lower and lower. They go straight to video. There's no theatrical release. And of course, it's camp. It's in space. It's silly. It's ridiculous. That's fine. I'm on board for that. That's fun. Throw it on. Enjoy yourself. Let it take you where it takes you. And but this one is just so infuriating on so many levels because it's like they know they're being bad, but they're not even good at doing that. So let me explain. And that's what you're all here for. Just the absolute dichotomy, the breaking down line by line of Leprechaun 4 in space. Here we go. So it starts off sort of like Aliens, sort of like the second Alien film. There's this crew of just some roughneck fucking Marines. You're gonna mess with these guys? You're gonna be in a world of hurt, brother. You know, they're just salt of the earth. Tough guy, roughneck, big jarhead, just some badass guys over here. They're armed to the nines, to the teeth. They're all jacked up. They're pumped. They're ready for some game over, man. Game over. That sort of thing. That's who these guys are. You already know them. You've seen them all over the place. And they're strapping up in their spacesuits, and the colonel's got a metal head for no reason, just some dumb, you know, prosthetic that's on his head. And there's a couple of gals in there, because this movie is like so many in this genre, just misogynistic as hell. They're like, hey, let's put some women in and just treat them horrendously and get their clothes off as soon as possible and just make them the absolute like tar on the bottom of boots for in the entire movie. Just horrendous and stupid and terrible and written by a bunch of horny dumbass men. So yeah, there's a couple women in here. Unfortunately, hey, let me tell you, in Leprechaun 4, women are not greatly represented. I don't know if that comes as a surprise. Maybe not so much as a surprise, you know, not really a feminist film, this one. So what the Leprechaun guy is doing is he's on some little space rock planet piece of shit, I don't know. And he's got this space queen broad, you know, this lady. And I'm a true feminist. I use the word broad, you know, and those things go hand in hand. So he's got this little space queen, and he's got her trapped, and he's like, I'm gonna give you gold or something. I'm gonna look, you're gonna be my wife because I want to be a king. So the deal with this guy is there's no He's invincible. He gets killed multiple times, he just comes right back. He can turn into anything, he can change his bodily form, he can manifest physical objects all around, including gold. He can transport from place to place, he can be invisible. He's invincible. That's not interesting. You have a villain who can't die, who can't get hurt, who just like toys with everything. It's like, that's stupid, meaningless. He has to have at least one weakness or he's not interesting. Then he's just, it's like that's never ending. It's just a shell game. And so his whole motivation in this thing is to be a king. He wants to marry a queen so he can immediately kill her and just be a king and have people worship him, when the only thing that he does is go around all day and kill people just for fun because he thinks it's funny. Oh, look out! Oh, look out for that little electrical shock! And that sort of thing. That's all he does. He just runs around and kills people, and he thinks it's funny. Some of the kills are good, some of them are bad, some of them you don't even see. It's like, what are we doing here? You're making a movie where basically the entire point is that the audience is watching to set up for these great kills. They're supposed to be fun, special effects, gore, crazy, prosthetics, all that stuff. And some of them you don't even see. Like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you using your entire budget for? For more scantily clad clothes? What is this? What are you doing? So, just off the mark in every regard. And so yeah, these roughneck Marines, they're going to a planet, they gotta do some other, what am I gonna summarize the whole plot? Who gives a shit? I'm just talking about what's good and what's bad in this thing. There's a few interesting deaths. And there's this robot scientist guy. Now he's pretty cool. He's kind of like a Dr. Strangelove kind of guy. And he's only got a torso and an arm and a little head, and he's bald and really ugly. And he, later on in the film, spoiler alert, he turns into a big spider scorpion guy. Now that's pretty cool. That's actually not bad. That's where some of the better prosthetics are. They're really gross. He's a big puppet, disgusting monster spider thing. It's great. Yeah, that's rad. And he kills a few people. There's some mannequins and webs for absolutely no reason. It's like, was he gonna eat these later? Are those supposed to look like bodies, but it's actually just a plastic mannequin in a web? Like, why would the guy take the time to, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And Leprechaun guy, he's knocking these Marines out left and right. He squishes one with a box. I think he burns one of them. One of them gets his leg sliced off with a pretend lightsaber because they couldn't, license a real lightsaber, so they just have to completely rip off Star Wars and do a silly little tiny lightsaber like Yoda would have. There's all kinds of things. And then Leprechaun guy, he's tiny and then he gets big because he goes under under an enlargement machine. A shrink and big, small. Big, small, it's all the same. It's always in these movies. Oh, great, they got a growing ray. Oh, great, they got a shrink ray. Yeah, I got a shrink ray. I got 10 shrink rays in the freaking closet. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm working over here, So, anyway, that's normal to me. Anyway, he gets big and it's really funny and everybody's like, oh, he's big. Wow, the little guy got big. Wow, and not that kind of way. So, but yeah, it's just the writing is horrendous. The thing is as silly as these premises are, they could be done with a little class to make them campy, sure, bad on purpose, sure, but actually pretty fun. You could make the kills interesting. You could make the jokes funny instead of just the stupidest puns ever. Or the Leprechaun, most of the time he's talking to himself. He's alone, in a little hallway, talking, doing exposition to no one, doing exposition to the camera of what he's gonna do next. And it's bro, just why do all the bad guys in these fucking movies Chucky and Freddy Krueger, why do they always have to do the puns? As if, are horror fans just the dumbest people on earth that they think puns are funny? He's just oh, I guess the books got delivered early or something when it smashes him. And it's just what is this? Who is that for? Who's busting out laughing at that? I don't know. So anyway. But what's kind of fun about this one is that it's a screener copy, so there's some fun, interesting stuff. Why am I talking about that? Who gives a shit? It's done. It's over. 4 out of 10 on this piece of trash. So that's that. That's Leprechaun 4, one of my absolute favorite films of all time, and this is the only one in the franchise I've seen. Won't be visiting the earlier or the later ones. Everybody's like, oh, Leprechaun in the Hood, that's the good one. Watch Leprechaun in the Hood. No! I'm not gonna watch Leprechaun in the Hood, where he probably, like, I can't even fathom how many jokes there are about, like, oh, I took out some homies, you know? And it's like, okay, I get it. I already know what that entire movie is. I wrote that movie, you know? I just wrote it right now in my head, and when I watch it, it'll be exactly right, because that movie is so fucking predictable. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm the VHS boy, and I hope you enjoyed this freaking piece of trash and garbage right here. So, bye.